Good morning. We pick up in Hebrews 11, verse 27. By faith he, Moses, left Egypt, not being afraid of the anger of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover, sprinkled the blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn might not touch them. A couple of things to note here. By faith, Moses was able to not give in to external fear, particularly fear of Pharaoh. Now, in this way, this kind of parallels what we saw a number of days ago regarding Noah and how fear manifests itself in respect or reverence toward God without being fearful of others. And so in this way, it's a good reminder to that end. I want you to notice, though, that the key driving point here is that he's able to see him who is invisible. Now, that sounds paradoxical, but that's the nature of faith, that he's able to bring into focus that which takes a kind of faith-filled lens to bring into focus. And he's able to do that, and that fuels him over against fear. So that trying not to be afraid is not the answer. Talking your way out of being afraid, or maybe even logically explaining things away, while they may have certain value, the real way to attack fear is to lean into faith. The real way to attack fear is to lean into the sovereign care of God. The real way is to enter into what God's promises hold and to fall before Him in worship. That very next verse, by faith he kept the Passover, sprinkled the blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn might not touch them. He leans into God's prescription for his life. And in leaning into God's prescription, he no longer fears the externals, the pressures, the threats or challenges. Instead, he anticipates that God, who has made provision for him, will execute on his provision, that the Passover will, which ends up being the final release, if you will, for Moses and the people, that it will manifest itself to be that very thing. And that they will not be touched. So it's not a matter of the power of positive thinking or somehow the logical rationalizing. And again, even though they may have their place, it's fear gets defeated by leaning into faith. So my encouragement today to you is defeat fear in your life, but you'll only do it by leaning into faith, trusting God and His promises as that which ultimately pours forth truth. May the Lord bless you.